Good morning, Periscope. Good morning, good morning. So, good morning. So, we have a few people coming on in. It is a great day. This is the day the Lord has made. We're going to rejoice, talk, share, and be glad about it. Hello, good morning, Sister Portia. Willie Newbie PC. Good morning. Marlon, good morning. Good to hear from you. Antrice, hello. Good morning, T1235. The Shepherd Spirit, good morning. I like that. Gerald, good morning to you. Smile for me, good morning. Miss Venus, good morning. Good morning, good morning. Glad to have everybody coming on today. Hope you're having a great week thus far. Y'all ready? Let's go ahead and get started. I think we kind of went through the good mornings. We are on the All Aboard series, Noah number 4. Hey, good morning. Good morning, Sister Phyllis. Good morning, Sister Pam. Okay, more people coming in. Good morning. Spade, good morning. Cheryl from Richmond. Good morning. Pastor Kim White, good morning. I caught your scope on being focused. I appreciate that, and congratulations on jumping out there. It was worth the wait for you to come on the Periscope. Hey, listen, let's go ahead and get started. Don't want to hold you too long. We are in the All Aboard series, and this is Noah, the fourth installment of Noah. And just kind of catch everybody up, we are in Genesis 6, 7, and 8, where Noah has boarded the ark. Yesterday, we talked about how the rain came down, but it lifted him up. God did not let him down, even though the waters had started to recede. So here's today's conversation, because I think it's interesting that God destroys the whole world, but he saves Noah. Remember, they've been on the ark now for a while. 7 days they had to wait before the rain came. Then it rained for 40 days and 40 nights. But then they still had to sit there on the boat stuck in the mountains. So it's about a 150-day process. So roughly 4 to 5 months. 5 months. Let's call it 5 months. If all of the months have 30 days, it's about 5 months. Good morning. It's about 5 months. And what God graciously does, 5 months, you get it? He graciously groups Noah with all of these animals. So real quick, let's rewind. 150 days ago, Noah was boarding the ark with every animal, 2 of its kind, in different groups. I mean, can you see it? The snakes are slithering in. The worms are inching their way into the ark. The horses are galloping. Zebras zoom to their place. Mosquitoes and flies are there. The long-necked giraffe, he has to kind of duck his head down to get into the ark. All of these animals are in one place. It's an ark. It's actually this Hebrew word, tibay. And I'll talk about that later, because that word actually means it means coffin or ark. Coffin or ark. So anyway, Noah's in this ark with all of these animals for 150 days. Here's our point for today. 1, the animals did not go to the ark. They came to Noah. Go back and read it in Genesis chapter 7. It says all of the animals came to Noah, and then he put them on the ark. Here's why that's important. God always has a person that he uses to bring a group to their promise. That God always has one individual, or maybe 2 individuals, that he positions that will lead an entire group to their next place of better success, destiny, and greatness. And today, my devotion to you is you are that person. You are, whether you want to be or not, there are a group of people attached to you. And before they get to their next place, before they arrive, before they succeed, before they start the business, before, they start seeing college as an option, before they go into ministry, God will bring them to you before he gets them there. And the question is, are you the people's person? Are you equipped? Are you ready? Are you, at the place where you will take on that responsibility? And it's interesting because after he gets them on the boat, they're stuck there. They can't get off. They can't swim. They can't go anywhere. I mean, animals from every walk of life The aroma is probably horrific, not because any one animal smells bad, but because all of those animals are there, from different places. Animals from the sea, animals from the safari, some from the jungle, some from the air, some from farmlands. Every type of animals there. And here are our teaching points today. If you are going to be that people's person, matter of fact, you are that person, you've got to learn how to deal with people. We have to learn how to deal with people. Noah's on that ark with all of those diverse animals. Some used to be prey to some of the animals that are in the same space. Yet for 150 days, graciously grouped together, they all get along. They survive together. And contrary to popular belief, it's almost impossible. I've rarely used that, but almost impossible to accomplish a God-sized task by yourself. Even if they aren't the people you want or the people you like, you've got to know that God doesn't make mistakes. And the other people in your cubicle, those people in your family, your neighbors, some of those persons that have to work with you on particular projects and you really like to do it by yourself, and God knows it would be easier to do it alone. You could probably get it done quicker if you did it by yourself, but that's not the goal. You're the people's person. And as a people's person, you've been properly positioned to help everyone else have a better future, you and them. And that's what Noah is. He's stuck on a boat with all of these animals, but they get along. And I think that's true for us. How can you say you love God, whom you've never seen, but then hate your brother who you see every day? And most of you, I'll pass the point where you will verbally say you hate them, but how we treat people, what we do for one that we don't do for others. Some people we avoid or ignore. Today's devotion is remember you are the people's person. You have been placed in an ark like Zootopia. And whether you're Noah or the other animals, you got to kind of deal with all of those people. Here are a couple ways to do it. Remember, I told you that word for ark, it means coffin or ark. So I was thinking that must mean one or two things. It may mean, one, that God has purposely put us in places that could kill us, could destroy us, but he's still keeping you, right? If they were placed in, let's say, a coffin or in an ark, it could be painful. It could have been the thing that they thought was going to, take their peace and strip them of their joy, assassinate all of their character. But even in an ark or in a coffin place, God helped them survive. And you got to believe, too, that God knows what he's doing with you. The people around you, even though it could be painful, even though they could be worrisome. Job's song is, though they slay me, yet will I trust him. And you have to believe, too, that you'll make it there. So that's one thought I had, that if it is coffin-like, because that Hebrew word does mean coffin, then maybe it's that God is keeping you in places that could kill you. Or maybe the second thought is, if it's a coffin, maybe in order to survive around all of these people, we have to die to ourselves. That's kind of what Paul says. Paul says, in order to make it, you must die to your flesh daily. And I think that that's not only to follow Christ, but I think that's to be able to fellowship with crazy people and co-workers and family and friends and neighbors and community. Somehow, and all of these people around us, God has to know what he's doing. I'm going to kind of close out there by encouraging you to be the people's person. Don't run, don't hide, don't keep trying to avoid it. Know and understand that somehow God has placed you in this confined space with all of these people. He knows what you're going through. He knows what you're dealing with. But it really will help launch you into a brighter future. Your Genesis 8 and 9 are going to be a whole lot better than your Genesis 5 and 6. If you would know that, for 150 days, about 5 months, God is graciously doing something great for you as well. Just as a teaser, let me say that we're making a segue, and I think this may be a great one, because as we shift from Noah to the Moses boat, the Bible tells us in Exodus 2 that Noah was placed in a piper's basket. Strangely enough, that same word for basket used in Exodus 2 is the word used in Genesis 7 and 8 for ark. One says basket, one says ark, but it's the same Hebrew word for coffin. And so tomorrow, tune in at 8:30. We'll come back again, and we're going to move to Moses and look at this ship, this ark, or this coffin that God has placed him in, and see how all of the people around him helped him survive in his relationship. This is our All Aboard series. I hope it's been blessing you. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Praying for you, particularly today. Reevaluate how you address, deal with, cope with people. And as Pastor White has said in her scope, stay focused. Don't be distracted. Know that there's a greater purpose for you. God wants to bless you. Have a great and awesome day.